We have learned a lot in our travels through Critters, Ian.
Yes.
This is not a democracy.
Not a democracy. You do not have any control over whether or not that this is Crite Night!
And we are here for another exciting episode of Crite Night, in which case the exciting conclusion of the cliffhanger we were on the last time.
Those are words.
Young Brad, as he stands upon the castle formation fireplace they have bestowed upon the household.
Will he throw Charlie under the bus?
Will he or will he not?
Or will he not is the question.
That is the question.
And the answer is...
No.
He'll take the blame.
He'll take the blame.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
He takes the blame. And I think I know why.
Why is that?
Because he goes into his room, and it's a quick shot where it pans across whatever his bedside table. Mm-hmm. And this kid does some motherfucking drugs, son.
He does.
He does a shit ton of drugs.
Or multivitamins.
You think they're multivitamins?
Could be.
Have you done a multivitamin?
Not really. I mean, as a kid, I did the little square ones.
Do you think they make you feel better?
I think we just established that I haven't taken them.
Do you think it would make me regular?
Oh, I mean...
Because I do have an instant. I have irritable bowels. I don't know why I'm whispering, because the microphone picks it all up anyways. We do get a good shot here across the room. There's a lot of stuff going on in this room.
Not a lot going on story-wise in this Minute of Critters, but we got a lot of character development through what we learn of our young charge here.
Yeah,
Beware
Brad.
of kid.
Brad is generic boy. This looks too much like a set to me.
Okay.
I mean, besides...
I think it tells us quite a bit about him.
Okay, you're right.
It's good details.
It's got... Okay, if we look at this table, what you see is he's interested in the globe, obviously, as he does. Young kids in the 80s.
I love maps.
You love the globe?
Oh, yeah.
You get into the globe?
I had a map of the United States across my wall when I was a kid.
What a nerd. I was
Just
too busy,
like 80s kids.
I was too busy getting laid all the time.
Okay. What are you, Todd?
No, my uncle was... Anyways.
Okay. Okay.
So... Brad has multiple tapes. I'm trying to read what this mixtape says, but I can't read it.
Let me take a look.
Yeah, my eyes.
Let's pause this whole thing.
My eyes are not what they used to be.
Missing.
Wow, do you have 20/20 vision?
Yes.
Holy shit, guys.
Morning Mad Oakley.
Morning Mad Oakley. All right.
You know, classic 80s music, Morning Mad Oakley.
But he does put in the tape, and you know what tape plays?
Oh, it's the Power of the Night
by one Johnny Steele, who is, featured earlier in the movie.
Of course.
The Bounty Hunter. We'll learn.
Go back to episode, 7-ish.
And
Crite Night to see us break that down.
Sure.
With our friend John.
You pan out and you get the mutant poster, which is
tight.
Also goes by the name The Forbidden World,
which we covered in our podcast.
Which we covered.
Check that out.
And that's an awesome movie. So that's a cool bit of world building in here. Brad likes horror movies, probably because he does a lot of drugs.
Well,
that's why I'm A to B to C kind of thing.
We got there.
And he lives in some sort of communist household because the dad says this is not a democracy.
Yes.
So it's either a democracy
or fascism,
socialism, or communism, like Bernie Sanders. Do you think this is
like spaceships?
Do you think this is a set or a real house?
So we, in the past, talked about it being a set, especially the kitchen.
Yeah.
I think it's a set. It's more cluttered than you'd expect to be for a set.
I see a window and I see trees out the window. To me, it looks like a real house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they built this for the movie, though, right?
You think they built a whole house for the movie?
I mean, spoiler alert. They end up burning down a house for the movie.
Holy shit. Well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
We're nowhere. I do see a police poster on the wall, which leads me to imply things about Brad in that one. He listens to the Power of the Night and the Police. Okay. Which implies he's into what the kids call the rock and roll music.
Oh, yeah. Hence the drugs. Put it all together. He's a big fan of Saturn.
Saturn, Uranus, maybe? Not mine.
Okay.
But what I want to know is, in the 80s, did people not have eyeballs? Because if you look at this frame of this picture, he's laying on this bed. Yes.
Sure.
The bed has
As one does with beds.
3 different kinds of blankets. None of them go together. You have a nice blue sky.
wow.
You have the tan of a guy who's been smoking his entire life, and then you have this weird Afghan
That's the comforter.
thing down there. And then Brad.
So we're talking summertime here, right? This is a summertime movie. So like maybe you just want the sheet because it's hot out.
Whoa.
You don't have air conditioning hasn't been invented yet.
You just use a sheet?
But you want, I mean, if you don't have air conditioning because it's the 80s and it hasn't been invented yet.
I don't have air conditioning because I live in the 80s and didn't have it. And no, I never just use a sheet.
It could be nice to be a little covered up, but you don't want to be hot with the whole blanket. So you got like the fancy comforter down there. You can pull it up if it gets a little chilly because it gets a little chilly at night even in the summertime sometimes.
You're a goddamn animal. It does end on a bit of a cliffhanger again.
Okay.
Most of
not
these,
the cliffiest of cliffhangers.
not the cliffiest one, but he opens his window because he hears a noise, and what does he find? Is a cat.
Yes.
Now, what do we think he's going to do with this cat? One, do you think it's his cat? Do you think it's a wild cat?
Barn cat.
Barn cat? Do you think it is a kitten? Do you think it's a real live adult cat? There's so much potential
it's a young
here.
cat, but it's not a kitten anymore.
And where do you think it's going to lead?
Well, it goes a few more seconds, does it not? Because we get him looking out on Charlie.
This is what I'm a little bit confused about. The truck.
Okay.
We've seen the truck before.
Okay.
Dad was in the garage tinkering, as he does.
Was that a different truck?
I think it's the same truck.
Okay.
This is the truck that needs the carburetor.
Yes.
But now the truck is outside. It leads me to believe perhaps the carburetor was installed.
Perhaps.
Perhaps we get closure on that.
Although he just had the carburetor in his hand
just had
3 minutes ago.
3 minutes ago.
So maybe he pushed it out.
Are you telling me that it takes 3 minutes to install a carburetor? Because I've been getting ripped off. Look at this roof. That is expensive roofing. That is wood shingles.
Yeah.
As opposed to the shitty shingles we have now. Shit in the shingles. That's where that saying comes from.
Okay, we're going there. But yeah, that's not cheap.
That is not cheap. No. Brad's in trouble. That's where we're at.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
He took the fall.
For hitting his sister in the butt with a slingshot.
That tells us a little bit about Brad. He's not a
looking out for his buddy Charlie.
Well, he's not a rat.
No, not a rat.
He's not a rat. And that's important character.
Yeah.
He sticks up for what
it was his
slingshot. It was his slingshot, but still, he took the fall, and he didn't have to. Like
well, we learned something about Charlie or Bradley here today because he cares about Charlie. He's not just some farmhand, not just somebody who he tricks into doing awful things.
Nope.
It's his friend. They're friends.
Yep. I'd totally rat you out, you son of a bitch.
Yes, you would.
I think that's gonna do it for this episode
of The Man Who Killed Critter and then the Bigfoot.
Okay.